Hey everybody, welcome to Fit Tip Tuesday. Today I'm answering a sewing subscriber's question about a wrinkle we have dealt with before. Here is the wrinkle I am talking about over here, and you can see that there are wrinkles coming out from, it looks like they're coming out from under the arm. Now, I did a couple video tutorials showing how to relieve those wrinkles by getting the bust dart in the right place. And sometimes that works. Okay, so those wrinkles can be a result of your fullness of your bust being too high, and then there's not enough fabric where your fullest part is, and it creates wrinkles there. But it could also be a situation where the base of your armhole is too high. So if you've played with your bust dart or the fullness in the pattern and you got that to agree with where your fullest part is, and you're still getting that wrinkle, the next step is to check the base of the armhole. So basically what you're going to need for this tutorial is a clear grid ruler, a Scotch tape dispenser. I like my weighted one because then I can get Scotch tape with one hand. I have a couple different colored Sharpie markers to draw with, and I have a rotary cutter so I can slash my pattern. And I made some minis here. So you're going to need to work with your front, your back, and your sleeve. So for now, I'm just going to stick the sleeve off to the side, and we're going to work with the front and back armhole. So that's going to be what we're going to do. So what I want to do is show you how to lower the base of the armhole to create more room, and then it also relieves the wrinkle. The cool thing about this adjustment today is I have before and after. So I have before we lengthen the armhole, which you can see here with those wrinkles, and then I have an after shot where you can see the wrinkles are going to be gone. I'll share that with you after we adjust the pattern. All right, so let's start with our armhole here. I'm just going to start with the front. So I'm going to draw a guideline like this. Now you want to have your horizontal line you're drawing somewhere in the straight part of the armhole, because it will just make it easier to true up. I could actually move this line up another 1/2 inch where it's even straighter to make it easier. Now, depending on what your hem is doing, you could slash and spread this entire line and lengthen not only the armhole, but you can also lengthen the upper chest area if your hem is picking up at the front. But if it's not, then I'm also going to draw a vertical line through the shoulder like that. This will allow me to cut out this section here. Okay, and then I can simply slide it up. So the only change I'm going to be making is I'm going to slide the pattern piece up to lengthen the front armhole. So you can see if we do it this way, then we are also changing our shoulder, and we're going to have to true that up. So the way we would true that up is we would draw a new line, a new shoulder, using our original neckline and shoulder edges like this. Okay. So that would add length here. Let's say we're doing 3/8 of an inch. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing in the back. Okay, so I'm going to do that in the back as well. It's a little bit easier in the back because you don't have, most patterns don't have a neckline that drips down, you know, really low. And so we can really get into that straight part of the armhole here. So in the back, what I'm going to do, let's say you needed to add a little bit to your back hem as well. I can cut straight across and spread that way. So I'm just going to put some paper there. And in this case, I'll just draw myself the 3/8 inch line. I'm also going to continue my center back. That'll give me a guide to tape that back together like this. Okay, so I just want you to keep in mind you can do the front and back using either method, you know, but really the indicator I think would be, what is your hem doing? Okay, so if it's a situation where we just need to add length to the armhole itself without really adding length across the entire front, you can do it this way. But if you want to add a little bit of length across your whole front and or back, you can do it this way. So there's two ways that you can lengthen your armhole. So you can see here, this is really easy to true up because I went along the straight part. Literally, I'm just going to connect that. You know, this one's not that bad either. I'm just going to connect those to true those up. So my armholes are trued up, but now we've added 3/4 of an inch total to our armhole, 3/8 here and 3/8 here. So we have to also adjust our sleeve cap. So the way I'm going to adjust the sleeve cap is I'm going to draw myself a line right above my notches, and I'm going to spread that cap an equal amount so that it will sew back together. So I'm going to cut my cap off, and then I'm going to add some paper. I don't need that. I'm going to just add a little bit of paper here. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure that 3/8 of an inch. And I'm also going to continue my vertical guide, you know, my vertical grain line. That makes it really, really easy to just tape that back on like this. All right, so now I've added length to my cap, and I've added length to my armhole, front and back. So I know that my sleeve cap will still sew together with my armhole. Now you can see here, there's no good place to slash this because now you can see I've got this little jog here. So literally the easiest way to true this up is if you find the center and just give yourself a little guide there. You're going to add a little bit to the lower part and you're going to trim a little bit off of the upper part. So above the adjustment, we're going to trim a little. Below the adjustment, we're going to add a little. Let me do it again so you can see. So if that's my center or the middle of the adjustment, I'm going to add to the lower, trim a little above to recreate my sleeve cap. All right, and then let me just cut this out so you can see. So it'll look like this. Okay, so I've cut that off. So there's my adjusted sleeve cap with my back armhole and my front armhole. So you can see we've created the room to make a little bit of a bigger hole for your shoulder and your arm to sit in, so it's not pinching under your arm or getting too far up into your armpit. Okay, so that's how you can get rid of that wrinkle I showed you at the beginning of the tutorial, let me now show you the results of doing this adjustment. And just to be completely transparent, to fix the top in this picture here, we cut straight across and lowered the whole thing. I just wanted to give you two options, because if your hem is already straight, you really don't need to go all the way across. So I just wanted to give you two options depending on what else is going on with your top pattern. But you can see here, there is no more wrinkle coming out from under the arm. So that is another way that you can deal with those wrinkles if you're getting those on your top. If you have any questions or comments about this adjustment, please post them below and I will help you. I just want to remind everybody there is no FabFit Friday this week because I'm teaching for Stitches at Home. And if anybody is interested, there is still time to register for the class Friday, how to sew knits on your sewing machine while making this really cute knit knapsack. So it's got straps, it's got a drawstring, it has casings. We're going to finish the pocket with a strip of knit. Some of these techniques are something very similar to what you would do to finish a neckline or an armhole. So there is some garment sewing hidden in this project. So that's my Friday class for Stitches at Home. And then on Saturday, we will be making a jean skirt from a pair of jeans. And this is one of my all-time favorite projects. So if you want to join me Saturday and Sunday to transform jeans that don't fit you anymore into your new favorite denim skirt, I will put links to those two classes in the description below. The one thing I want to point out with this jean skirt class is, if you like to sew garments but you don't like to do all of the closures and all the hard stuff, good news, that's already done for you. So you can see you take advantage of the original zipper, the original buttons, the original waistband, and then you just add room. So in this case I had to add a panel to the side which turns into a godet down at the hem. And then in the back you can see I used all of the original waistband, yoke, back pockets, and I just added some fun applique and a cathedral window, I call this, a pleated godet in the back. So if you'd like to join me for how to make a denim skirt from your previously loved jeans, there's a link for that below this video as well. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you with my regular schedule next week.